with Denise Ames. We are on location at Cleopatra Records with the CEO, the big man himself, Brian Perera. Thank you so much for being with us.
Great to be with you guys.
Well, listen, I'm just going to go ahead and go right into it. Why do you call it Cleopatra Records?
Well, I started the company, this is around the late part of the 80s, and I was doing t-shirts and clothing. So it was originally called Cleopatra Clothing. So now that we started the record company in 92, it was the easiest transition to go call it Cleopatra Records.
All right, so let's back up one. Why is it called Cleopatra Clothing? Where'd you get the Cleopatra from?
Well, I've the whole basis, I think, of the philosophy that I didn't know what I was doing back then was,
That's
I
metal.
think you have to base something on some kind of an iconic name or image. And Cleopatra, people know Cleopatra Nile. So it was identifiable.
Okay.
People can
That's
say,
a
oh,
very
I think
good-
I've heard of it before.
Well, now I heard you started in a garage. Can you talk more about that?
Well, I started in the garage printing. It was t-shirts for a lot of local bands in LA.
Name some of the bands, because I saw a picture in this book, which we'll get to later.
Some of the bands was Guns N' Roses, LA Guns, Jane's Addiction, Faster Pussycat. Keep in mind, this is when the bands were playing Troubadour, Roxy, Madame Wong's, East West, Music Machine in Santa Monica,
Starwood,
UCLA. They were playing everywhere they could, any party they could play, any backyard, function going on.
I was there.
Street.
I've heard about this. The legendary places. So that's how you started. You started in garage. People started wearing your shirts. Stickers, right?
Stickers was in high school. If we back up a little, 2 years prior to that, I was doing stickers in high school, but I wasn't doing it for the bands. I was doing them for a reason to go out, to be going to a show. You're selling stickers at a show. I didn't want to be the guy just hanging out just to hang out. So.
Oh, see, that's smart. You had like something to do, so you looked cool. And I understand also that your name was Sticker Guy.
When I walk by in some of the shows, they would say, "There's the sticker guy."
Did you wear the stickers and stuff?
No, but there was a couple of other guys they would call the button guys. There was this guy called, those people remember back at the Troubadour, they would hang out, Happy and Jason, they would have the big board with all these buttons, and they got like the approval from the Troubadour but they didn't let anybody else sell at the Troubadour, so you kind of had to go to the big shows when the bands were playing, like the Forum and Long Beach Arena.
Okay.
Now, fast forwarding real quick, when we were waiting for you to come out of your office, you were actually on the phone with somebody, and this is just a day in the life at Cleopatra Records for Brian Perera. Who was that gentleman, and what were you discussing? Discussing.
Disgusting.
Discussing.
Well, I was just on the phone with Iggy Pop, who, I'm also a big fan of, so it was great to hear him and talk some business about, some of the recordings that he had to offer us to release.
Did you
later
take
on
them?
this year. Oh, of course.
Of
Yeah.
course, Iggy Pop.
Yeah.
And yes.
Yeah.
That's so metal.
Who wouldn't?
Who else calls you, like, in a day in the life? Who else just, like, calls you up and just goes, "Hey, Brian, it's so-and-so"?
I mean, we have a diverse, array of characters.
Characters.
I like that.
Billy Bob Thornton called me once at home wanting to come over and check out his studio and see what recordings he was working on.
I love Billy Bob.
I do too.
He lives at the same house that Slash lived at,
Right.
so that's pretty metal.
So tell us what why you started Cleopatra Records. What genre